Hello and welcome to our Wednesday live. Today is March 9th, and I'm just going to check quickly. I'm in Berlin today, and I wanted to check, I wanted to check if everything is working, and I think it is. And I'm just going to check in quickly, and I'm showing up live. Perfect. Hello, everyone. It's Katrine with Blend Precisely and Blend Precisely Academy. We are coming live today from Berlin, actually, and I'm here in Berlin right now because my son has his final exams. We just moved away from Portugal. We are on our way to New Hampshire back next week, but first we have to get through the oral exams for my son, the final ones. So it's very exciting. It's a little bit of a nerve-wracking time for him, but I'm enjoying Berlin. I grew up here for quite a few years, and so it's really, really lovely to be back in Berlin. So hello, everyone. This behind me is Airbnb. It's a wall from our Airbnb here in Berlin-Schöneberg, and it's a fun place, different, but it's fun. So say hi if you can hear me and see me, hopefully. And today, I'm actually coming to you not based on Blend Precisely. So Blend Precisely, our app currently is working fine. Everything is good. Seth is working on a few new features. But I actually did want to get in contact with you because one of my most favorite times of the year is starting. And I think we all haven't had a chance to really do anything in regards to craft shows and art shows in the past 2 years because of COVID, obviously. But I think everything is pretty much opening up again today. So I'm super excited, not today, but this year, I hope. So I'm super excited because there are craft shows in Portugal, but because of the language and everything else, I wasn't really able to go on many of those craft shows. And, it's just a little bit different if you have to do it in a different time or in a different language, actually. So once I'm back in New Hampshire, my goal is actually to restart my craft show business for my aromatherapy products. And there are a few reasons. And one reason is basically that it's not only really, really nice to do craft shows, especially in the beginning when you start out with your aromatherapy business. In my belief, there's nothing better than starting craft shows or art shows where you're in direct contact with the customers right away. Hi, Donna. Nice to see you. So from pretty much April on, and sometimes even earlier, depending where you are in the world, you can go and do your craft shows or art shows. So while I enjoy doing craft shows and art shows a lot, I really, really, truly adore them. It is also quite a lot of work. So this time I compiled all my notes from all my visits to craft shows and art shows, and I've participated in many, many, many. So I've learned a ton on what to do and not to do. But the one, the one thing I always had on me was my checklist. I mean, there are many more things I prepared and throughout the year and set up my entire schedule for the year, which craft shows I'd like to visit, which ones I don't want to go, where I just don't fit in with my products. So I scheduled out mostly the entire summer for sure, and then towards October, November, December, certainly also the other shows. So while you have to apply for all of them and be accepted, especially in the Bay Area way back then, you had to wait for the answers to come around and tell, basically you have to apply, then they're going to give you an answer, yes, you're accepted, or no, you're declined, and then you want to have immediately some kind of a backup show. Now, if this is your sole income, the art shows, then I think you really have to pile them in when you can, meaning the summer months, the winter months, and probably be quiet around January, February, March, like now. So you can make good money in art shows if you do your things right. But I do think in the beginning, it's just a lot of things to think about. You do need to apply to them. You need to have some upfront cash ready because you have to register and you have to pay the upfront fee already for the booth. And sometimes they just want to have half, sometimes nothing, but sometimes they even want the entire amount. So I remember, good afternoon, Jean. So I remember actually some of the craft shows in San Francisco ran around $650 for a weekend. Others were $450, the other ones were $350. Others again were $800 for 3 days. So there's in the Bay Area, at least, there was a lot of money involved up front. So I had to be ready to sell enough products to make sure I've got everything there during these 2 days and 3 days, and that I also collected email addresses while at the show, giving out business cards, marketing flyer, any kind of marketing material, samples, getting them to go to my website if they couldn't make a decision there. So there's a lot involved in and around art shows or craft shows. But if this is your well, you most likely have a website, hopefully, an e-commerce website or a regular website, any kind of website where the people can at least get in contact with you. And then you probably have that one as an income stream, but most likely then you're going to go to these art shows. So these two in combination you can actually make a living with both of these things, having an online store, an e-commerce website, or just a website, and going to art shows. You can make good money with that. I'm, of course, talking about my experience in the Bay Area, a few years back. But that is the sole income for some of the people I've met for years, many, many years. So the only thing I think what you really need to make sure of is that you get into the right shows. So it's not any show. You don't want to be at a food show. You don't want to be at a jewelry show. You don't want to be at a textile show. You want to be in the right show. And this could be for beauty. This could be just crafts. This could be anything around wellness. So there are different shows around, and sometimes you have to travel a little bit further than other times. But so in New Hampshire, since this is completely new to me, I'm thinking of keeping you updated how I would go about any of these shows, how I would visit them, how I would find out about them, what I would bring to the shows, how to market myself in a new place. So for me, it's an entire new beginning in New Hampshire as well, which was not the case when I was in the Bay Area, because I literally went to many, many trade shows. So I knew the market very well. New Hampshire will be very different, and it's a new start for me over there too, for the craft shows. I don't need to do it because I do have an online business and we have Blend Precisely and everything else, but I love being in contact with people. And for that reason, I just want to get myself out there. And I've been doing a lot of computer work. So for me, it's really time to go back into the real world a little bit, especially after these 2 years. So I love them. And I'm sure I'm not going to be out there every weekend like I used to with my textile business back then, but I'm certainly going to be out there, I don't know, just starting out at the local farmers market, basically. So I wanted to just quickly share my screen. Just 1 second. Give me a second. And you should be probably seeing this one. Hang on. I'm trying to craft shows New Hampshire, this one here. So I wanted to just show you quickly all I put in here. I just literally started doing this today. I put in craft shows New Hampshire just to see what is coming up for the season. And there are different ones. So this one here, for example, and I'm sure it exists pretty much for every state in America and probably for Canada. I know it exists for Berlin. It exists for everywhere because it's a joy for people to go to these type of festivals and fairs. But if I would just type in craft shows New Hampshire, and then I would just go down the list and see, okay, here's the find craft shows in New Hampshire 2022, 2023 schedule. And I would go in here now and just check out what this is all about. And then I would, of course, start reading, looking into them. And then I would note down the dates. When is the first fair? How far is it away? How many days? How many exhibitors are there? Are there any kind of the exhibitors I'm looking for, or is there competition? Basically, is there something like-minded? How many visitors will they get? And is it a juried one? So are they going to look at the application? Because they will turn you down if there are too many of the same, and so on. So it's quite a bit of research work. So it's really good to do this throughout the winter months, like February, March right now, and just go ahead and look what's basically out there. You can see here the number of exhibitors. Oh yeah, here it says the jury, it's yes, prize money, I'm not sure what that is actually. And then they also tell you most likely if you go in here when the final date is to apply. And let's just see here, Mother's Weekend. Thank you for the advertisement. So this one here is in Hampton Falls. I don't know New Hampshire well enough where it is right now, but I would look this up. Normally, I would not want to travel more than 1.5 hours because art shows start very early. Here's Art and Craft on May 1st, which is perfect. It's beautiful. So there are 3,500 attendees, which is a medium, smallish fair to medium. It's not bad at all. 75 exhibitors. That's a pretty sweet crowd, actually, of exhibitors. And then I would just go down the list. How would I apply for it? And how much does it actually cost? And I would go deeper. So this is really easy to find and fill your schedule for at least 2 weekends a month, if not even all weekends. If that is the only thing you're doing, I would just say go for it. For 2, 3, 4 months, schedule out your weekends, maybe take a break one weekend, but go out and sell, sell, sell. Because the first of all, I'm going to go back now because that's what I wanted to show. I think the first thing we have to remember is that people are hungry to get out right now. So they will go to those type of art shows again. As soon as the restaurants opened up and coffee shops and everything else, people went out again. So I'm sure people are hungry to see and be in contact with people again. And then the second thing is also that if you're planning to get to know your business, if you're new to the entire site of your business, being in contact with them and getting the instant feedback is just incredible. So you can adjust from week to week pretty much what you're going to sell. So if some products didn't work well, take them out of your inventory and try a new one. If you feel like, okay, this week I need to have smaller sizes, then you just create smaller sizes. Maybe people want to have more samples. Just make sure that you stay really, really open to or stay flexible and open, I guess, to suggestions and to changing up your inventory to get feedback and to also get down their email addresses, because there's nothing more valuable than an email address. Having the person on your email list. And even so, we all get a ton of emails. But if we like someone, we will look out for their email. And the chances are, if you don't have the email address, you will not sell anything. So make sure you've got like an email sign-up sheet in your booth, or at the very least, a business card you always will hand out, or a small flyer, which people will take home and put onto their refrigerator. So there are tons of possibilities. And I will keep you a little bit updated about my way. If you're interested in more, I can think about even just my emails here coming in. I can think about doing even more, like photographs, like lists, exhibitor lists, like everything else. Like I've done so much in the past. So let me know where your interest is for art shows. If you want to go, if you're interested in knowing more, if you want to have more details. So that was about art shows. So now in the show notes, I wanted to say already, in the notes of the live here right now, I have a checklist, and you can download the craft checklist. It's a really sweet checklist I used over the years, and I put it just in a nice format for you. So you can download the craft and art show checklist and make sure you get everything into your car the night before you go to the art show. And the checklist just serves you as a double check that you have everything, because it's horrible if we forget water. It's horrible if we forget markers. It's not good if you forget change to pay customers to pay customers their money back. I mean, their change back, I guess. A credit card machine, whatever is needed. This entire checklist is really super helpful. So I used it all the time, and I will use it again now in New Hampshire. So download the checklist. It's really helpful. And then the second thing is just basically today I had an interview with Aroma Hut Institute, and I also linked to this one. She talked about pricing, how she does that or how she goes about it, Rebecca, in her school. And she's also having an aromatherapy certification on a boat in April. So that's pretty cool. But you will also see Blend Precisely in this video, and I actually added the link in the video as well. So check both of those ones out. Get the checklist for art shows and craft shows. If you go to any, it will be super helpful. And then obviously, if you want to know more about product pricing calculation, check out the interview we had. The first part is teaching from Rebecca, and the second part is showing how to do it in Blend Precisely as well. So let's see if there are any questions right now. I see there are a few people online. Let me know if you have questions. If not, or if you're watching a replay, that would be good to know. If you just watched a replay and you have questions, I'm happy to answer the questions as well. But that's pretty much it today. Last week we weren't online because we were moving and traveling. This week we are here. Next week, there's no live because we are actually going back to the United States. We will be flying back to New Hampshire. So next week, Wednesday, there's no live. So this week is it. And I hope this was helpful or useful for you. And let me know what you think. I really want to hear if you go to an art show this year, and if you have planned it already, and how many times are you going, and don't forget to set yourself a goal, what you want to make in an art show. How much money do you want to see? Because if you have that in your mind, you most likely will thrive towards that as well. So that's it, ladies and gentlemen. If there's any male person watching, I will see you back in 2 weeks. And I'm really looking forward to it. Okay, everyone, talk to you very soon. Bye, Donna. Bye, Jean. Bye, everybody. I see Facebook user, but I don't know who it is. Okay, thanks for watching. Talk to you soon. Bye-bye.